You lie down. You close your eyes. Your mind suddenly drags a minor, embarrassing mistake from 3 years ago back into the spotlight. You stare at the dark ceiling. Why did you say that? The room is quiet. The clock ticks. You find yourself reliving the exact look on your coworker's face after you stumbled over your words. You turn over. Why does this still hurt? This is overthinking. This is not laziness. It is your brain trying to solve a problem that does not actually exist in the physical room. You feel exhausted. What is actually happening inside your head? You are not alone. Millions experience this daily. Psychologists call this persistent habit rumination, which is the act of obsessively chewing on negative thoughts like a dog with an old bone. Your body tenses. Why does your brain do this? It is biological. It is an ancient program. Your ancestors survived by constantly scanning the horizon for hidden predators and anticipating every possible threat in the wild. The jungle is gone. Why is the alarm still ringing? You have a network. It is always active. Neuroscientists call this the default mode network, which is a collection of connected brain regions that fires up when you are daydreaming or doing nothing. It builds scenarios. Can you feel it working? It projects future worries. It reviews past mistakes. This network is designed to keep you safe by analyzing social hierarchies and planning your next move in the tribe. It never sleeps. Is it helping you now? The late Dr. Susan Nolan Hoeksema researched this at Yale. She studied human behavior. She discovered that people who obsessively focus on the causes and consequences of their distress actually make their depression last much longer. They get paralyzed. How do you break this cycle? The answer is not willpower. Suppressing thoughts fails. When you try not to think of a white bear, your mind secretly searches for the white bear to ensure you are not thinking of it. The thought grows. Why does the mind play tricks? This is a trap. It is ironic process theory. Psychologists use this term to describe how the active suppression of a thought makes that very thought more likely to surface. You get stuck. Have you felt this frustration? Look closer at this. Consider your daily routine. Imagine you receive a short email from your manager stating that the two of you need to talk tomorrow morning. Your heart jumps. What do you do next? You stop working. You start drafting responses. You replay every conversation you had this week, searching for any small mistake that could justify a sudden termination. You feel sick. Why does your brain jump to disaster? This is System 1. It is fast. Nobel laureate Daniel Kahneman introduced the framework of System 1 and System 2 to explain how human thinking is split between instant reactions and slow logic. System 1 operates automatically. Do you recognize its voice? It senses danger. It triggers fear. It operates on raw emotion and pattern matching, quickly deciding that the vague email means you are about to lose everything. You believe it. How do you counter it? You need System 2. It is slow. System 2 is the deliberative part of your mind that performs complex calculations, manages self-control, and processes rational logic. It requires conscious effort. Why is it so quiet? System 2 is lazy. It defaults to off. It prefers to conserve energy by letting the fast, emotional System 1 handle the daily decisions without interference. The panic continues. Can you force it to wake up? You can intervene. There is a method. Dr. Ethan Kross at the University of Michigan researched emotion regulation and found a powerful way to activate your logical brain. He calls it distant self-talk. What does that mean? It is simple linguistics. It shifts your perspective. Instead of asking yourself what you should do, you ask yourself what your name should do in this specific situation. You use third person. How does this change things? It creates space. It cools the emotion. When you refer to yourself by your own name, your brain begins to process the threat as if it were happening to someone else. The threat level drops. Can you feel the shift? You become an advisor. You gain objective clarity. You transition from being a helpless victim of your thoughts to being a compassionate friend who is offering solid advice. The loops slow down. Why does this work? It bypasses the amygdala. It engages the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is the executive control center of your brain, which oversees planning, decision-making, and emotional regulation. It takes command. Do you feel the calm? You need another tool. It is externalization. When you keep all your worries inside your head, they compete for the very limited space available in your working memory. It feels like chaos. Why not write them down? Grab a blank paper. Write down every worry. Transferring your thoughts onto a physical page physically reduces the cognitive load on your prefrontal cortex, letting your brain rest. The noise decreases. Does the paper feel heavy? This is cognitive offloading. It is scientifically proven. Studies show that writing down your worries before a stressful event significantly improves your performance by freeing up mental processing power. You clear the deck. What is left behind? Look at the list. Identify what you control. You will quickly notice that 90% of the items you wrote down are completely outside of your personal influence. They are external factors. Why waste energy on them? Cross those items out. Focus on the remaining. For the things you can actually control, write down one single micro-action you can take today to move them forward. A tiny step counts. Can you take it now? This is action bias. It kills overthinking. The brain cannot easily maintain high levels of anxiety when you are actively moving your physical body toward a constructive goal. Movement creates momentum. Do you feel the progress? Your thoughts are suggestions. They are not facts. Your brain generates thousands of random ideas every single day, and most of them are simply background noise. You do not belong to them. Will you let them pass? Imagine them as clouds. Watch them drift by. You are the vast blue sky, not the stormy weather that occasionally moves through your consciousness. You remain steady. Can you see the difference? Practice this nightly. Build the habit. Every time your mind starts to drag a past mistake back into the light, you will recognize the ancient alarm. You will name it. What will you say? You will use distance. You will speak calmly. Instead of entering the endless spiral of worry, you will look at the ceiling with quiet self-awareness. Can you feel the quiet? You lie down.